What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the first video on the MTZ Racing YouTube channel. Right here is my first real project Fox body. I'm calling it Project Roach. It is a 1982 black GT. We're using it as a parts car, so it's just an introduction to the build and what it should potentially be. There's a separate car that we're going to be using as the base, and this is our parts car. So yeah, let me just get to unwrapping it. And here she is in all of her glory. Beautiful black paint under all of this dust that's been collecting on it for the past few months as it's been outdoors. Here's a primered hood that we do plan to use. It's not painted. I'm not sure what we'll do with it exactly just yet. We have emblems. There's a bunch of parts and pieces around the car that we can use. And it's just an awesome car. And let me show you guys around it. So we want to focus on this car is mostly the front clip, or at least from the cowl all the way forward. So these front fenders, the hood, and the front clip, these are all mostly going to be used on the coupe as a parts. So these front headlights, we don't know if they work just yet. They look to be in great condition. They might be new from the previous owner, but the fog lights are in wonderful condition, along with the covers that we have inside SEV Marshalls. We might actually keep this dam and actually cut through it so we can get some space into the engine. We don't have an engine just yet, but we do know we want to go with a carbureted small block. So the doors also look to be in pretty good condition. I think all of this paint can really be brought out with some paint correction. I know there's some Bondo spots and some surface rust areas, but that is not going to be a problem with the car that we're putting this onto. The coupe, we'll see it in a separate video, is in what looks to be rough shape, but I think there's a lot of beauty that can be brought out of it. Coming around to the rear, these quarter panels are actually in like amazing condition. There's no crazy dents. There's body filler in these certain areas right here that were worked out, but it feels great to the touch, and there is no rolling at all whatsoever on these quarter panels. So that alone makes it pretty worthwhile car. As well for the back bumper we're definitely going to take off and be using as a donor part. It is completely straight. Right now in the Texas heat and the sun, it does, you know, get its wrinkles. It's soft plastic after all. But the moldings are actually all very straight and very usable, so we'll be taking those as well. I did some kind of little quick wax on right here, as you can see. So the gas cap, let me hold it like this. You can see there's a pretty big difference in black right there. So I actually just got a microfiber and used some Meguiar's quick detailer and brought out what I could. There's some orange peeling on it, as you can see. Right here on the top part, I used just a wet rag and wiped it down a little bit, and here is untouched at all. So this is how it's been sitting for the past half a year or so. One wet wipe and then some quick detailer. So with the quick detailer, it already looks pretty good, but I know with a paint correction, with buffing and waxing, it'll look that much better. These actually 5.0 emblems are a little too high. They have to be a little bit lower, so I'll take those off as well. Any other details in the car? Actually, let's get under the hood. Show you guys the rust spots or lack thereof. So these shock towers are extremely clean. You might see some surface rust, but structurally this thing is incredible. Right now it's there's not even a steering rack or no bar. It's literally just held in by one little rod to keep the wheels straight. But yeah, and then the rivets right here alongside the front clip have not been moved whatsoever. They're in great shape to take those off, or at least to take the front clip off, keep those rivets on. The fenders, I don't see much of any surface rust on the fenders. It's a really good condition car, you guys. The hood could use a little sanding and just priming on the bottom as well. But overall, this is a great parts car for what we have in mind. it's almost hard to even just use it as a parts car. Someone would just want to build this car alone just as it sits, and I wouldn't mind that either. But at the end of the day, I do want a coupe, and this is obviously not a coupe. But yeah, this car is gonna be really good to us, really good for us too. I am excited to see where we can take this and what we can do with it. So yeah, you guys, I'm very excited for what we can get started with this car, what we can take off and what we can use. It's a great base of a car. It is a shame to, you know, rip it apart and, you know, and not keep it all together, but in the end, I do want this product to be a coupe, and obviously this is a hatch, it's a GT, and you don't normally see these kinds of 82 front clips on any kind of coupes. They are getting more popular, and more people are liking the 4i's than the Aero front ends, but I can see the potential right now. I think you guys can too. So guys, without further ado, I'll close out the video with just some good B-roll of the car before we rip it apart.